What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies. Now, last week we saw a nice little pump in the Veve secondary market. Many of the key pieces went up a pretty significant amount in a short amount of time. And it kind of felt like old times, right? It felt like a time when things went up instead of down. Now, of course, prices have since cooled off and retraced, but it was a reminder of why many of us are in Veve and why we collect Veve Nft'S, because there is a ton of upside potential, and that potential I think will be realized in the coming months and years. And in this video, I'm going to lay out 5 reasons why I do believe in the long-term success of Veve and their collectibles. So if you like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is linked down below. So last week, you might have felt a sense of FOMO looking at this chart. This is the Darth Vader Ultra Rare Emperor's First. It went all the way up to about $3,000, I think, at a high. It's since cooled off back to just over $2,000. But we saw this upward trend in many of the key pieces on Veve. This is the Superman chart, and the move up might not look as pronounced because of the timeline is stretched out, because Superman has been here for a long time. But if you zoom in, you'll see that, Superman did almost a 2x in a short amount of time, almost going back to that $2,000 level. Now, since then, of course, many people have listed their NFTs for sale, with MTL coming up. But I do think we will see a time, I don't know when it will be, when we will see big moves up like this, and when the grail pieces like Superman will go back to their all-time highs and even surpass them. Now, I'm going to talk about 5 catalysts that I think will propel Veve NFTs back to previous all-time highs. Not all of them, but I do believe that the key pieces will reclaim those all-time highs and surpass them. And I also think that many of the newer NFTs that have been released in the last couple of months will see new all-time highs, and there are reasons for this. All right, the first one is MTL, which is finally upon us. We've seen many people get invited to KYC and start the process. A few people are already able to cash out and have completed transactions. The team says that anyone who wants to cash out will be able to cash out within a couple of weeks. And this is a monumental achievement and a milestone for Veve. MTL is going to create a healthy marketplace for Veve. It's going to create an influx of new gems into the secondary market, as people no longer have incentive to purchase gems or to sell gems on the black market, all right, now that they can actually cash out of their collectibles, all right? And it also ends that narrative that you can't cash out. And many people are going to be able to now get into the project. There are a lot of people who have been sitting on the sidelines, specifically whales. I'll get into the whales in a minute, but a lot of people have been waiting, sitting on the sidelines, not getting into Veve because of the fact that they can't cash out. There are many people that I talk to about my own collectibles, and I actually hesitate to talk too much, because whenever I talk about how I got something on drop for $60 and now it's worth $2,000, the inevitable question is, well, how do you cash your money out? All right, and the answer has been you can't cash your money out yet. All right, now that narrative changes with MTL, and so that is a tremendous step forward. And as I said, cash out is going to open the floodgates for big money to come into Veve, people who have been sitting on the sidelines. Now, what's interesting is the number of people holding collectibles has increased during this bear market, and that includes whales. And I expect this number to grow exponentially now that we do have cash out. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. These come courtesy of Jason Cologne over on Twitter. So here we see that the number of people holding a significant amount of Veve NFTs, the numbers have been increasing on a month-by-month basis. People holding over 5,000 collectibles and comics. There were 4 people as of April 30th. By May 30th, there were 5. And as of June 27th, there were 7. So the numbers are increasing. If you look at the people holding between 2,000 and 5,000 collectibles and comics, they went from 34 in April to 39 in May to 45 by the end of June. People holding between 1,000 and 2,000, there were 135. That number increased to 159, all the way up to 191 by the end of June. And it's the same all the way down the line. In the last month, there have been an increase of over 500 people who have between 100 and 249 collectibles and comics in their vaults. So while the prices in the secondary market have been going down, the number of Veve wallets have been increasing, and the number of collectibles that people are holding in their wallets have also been increasing as people have been accumulating collectibles during this time. And that is a very bullish sign. All right, it's a healthy indicator for the long-term value of Veve collectibles. So what ends up happening in any bear market, all right, whether it be stocks, crypto, or NFTs, in any bear market, weekends get flushed out. People who were in it for shorter term gains get flushed out, and what you're left with in the end are people who have more conviction and people who have quote unquote stronger hands. All right, and that's what's happening right now in Veve. We're seeing many of the collectibles pass hands from people with less conviction to people with more conviction, and the people who have more conviction will be more likely to hold on as over time. And we cannot underestimate the impact that whales and people with big money will have on this Veve secondary market, because $1,200 might be a lot for you and I to drop on a Superman if we don't have the gems, but for someone who's moving hundreds of thousands of dollars into the app, they could sweep the floor on a Superman. They can sweep the floor on a Todd. All right, and that will just what that'll do is just create liquidity and gems for all those gems will then redistribute to other NFTs as people who cash out of some of their grails move into some of the smaller pieces. All right, and so a few people can have a big impact on the secondary market, and I think that MTL opens the floodgates for that. And what MTL also does is it gets moved out of the way and allows the team to start working on some of their other big ticket items. And one of those is interoperability, which I believe is important for the long-term success of Veve. All right, and that's because of the whole narrative surrounding NFTs. There are many people in the collectible space, in the NFT space, who subscribe to the notion of, not your keys, not your NFT. And if you can't hold an NFT in a private wallet, then you don't really have ownership of it. Interoperability will dispel that narrative. Now, I don't think we'll get interoperability for all of Veve NFTs, but I do think we'll get them for the artist pieces. I do think that we'll get them for the DC collectibles, because DC is already everywhere. There are, bat cowls, the HRO cards. So DC has shown a willingness to, have their NFTs spread out all over the place. I don't think that they would be averse to interoperability with Veve, and some of the other brands as well. The Disney and Marvel licenses may take some time, but I do think that eventually we will get interoperability for all of the key pieces, and this will be a huge catalyst and again open the floodgates and dispel another narrative. Another reason why I believe Veve will experience explosive growth is because they haven't even begun marketing. All right, they've had all of this success without any advertisements, without marketing this thing to people, and 99.5% of people don't even know what Veve is yet. All right, but now that MTL is out of the way, and after they get some of the other upgrades done, they'll be able to market. And once that happens, you're going to get an influx of many, many more people. Now, during this bear market, we're still seeing the NFT space grow. We're seeing it evolve. The Project Doodles just announced that Pharrell would be the chief brand officer. Kathy Wood, the ARK Invest CEO, one of the most well-respected people in the industry, said that NFTs, DeFi, and digital wallets will become important, huge opportunities. So we all know many people have stated that 99% of NFT projects will go to zero, right? That's just the nature of the beast. It's a brand new, industry, and most are not going to make it. And we're seeing that play out during the bear market as many projects wither away and die. All right, what's going to happen is that the strongest will survive and thrive. All right, once we get through this bear cycle and the bull cycle emerges, Veve will come out of it more developed and more advanced and on, more advanced and along on its roadmap. All right, and Veve will be uniquely positioned to thrive in the new environment. This environment will include new AR technology as Apple gears up for the release of their Apple glasses. Meta is getting ready to release their first AR glasses to developers, and we're getting closer to Google Glasses going live. So in my opinion, there is no NFT project, there is no collectibles company as uniquely positioned for this new technology as Veve. Veve was built for this, all right? They are ahead of their time as they already have collectibles that are built for augmented reality. And as time goes on, Veve collectibles will become more and more advanced. All right, and all of this doesn't even take into account the Veveverse, all right, and expansion into the metaverse and Web3 and all of that. So there are big things, in my opinion, big things on the horizon, and Veve is very well positioned to take advantage of all of them, all right? So this is why I believe that Veve NFTs will pump and they will see sustainable growth in the future. And for all of the things that I've mentioned in this video, the things that I am most excited about are the things that we don't yet know about, the surprises, the things going on behind the scenes that haven't yet been announced. So that is why I am super bullish on Veve NFTs. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you ready for a pump? Are you positioning yourself for long-term growth? As always, if you like this sort of content, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.